Medicare star ratings, something that, I don't know, as an insurance agent, you don't really care about. It's not as big of a indicator as I think the government thinks it is. We have to, by law, explain the star ratings of every plan that we're presenting, and we have to explain what the star ratings is based on. And I think every agent I've always talked to is like, yeah, whatever. You know, like nobody's that impressed with the star ratings. But since we have to do it, and it is a big indicator of how much money the plan gets, and we're all in this together, I'm going to take this video just to explain star ratings for 2023. I got a bunch of data here to kind of go over without naming the carriers to give you an idea. So if you're a real Medicare nerd, not the new agents, you're trying to master the basics. But if you're an experienced agent and you're really trying to build your body of knowledge, stay with me. Yes, this is boring. But it is also interesting if you are what I consider to be a Medicare expert. So these are what they base it on. And this is a list of hundreds of companies. And this says staying healthy, screenings, tests, and vaccines. And the carriers, they get more money when people get more of this stuff done. That's why a lot of the Medicare Advantage, when they have the nurses involved, they're trying to call you and say, hey, do you want a flu shot? I'll come to your house and give it to you. They're trying to get people to get all these things, drive star ratings. Higher stars equals higher money. More money to the plan means richer benefits, which traditionally means a more successful plan next year. So all of this matters. So when they're trying to get you to talk to your clients about taking advantage of all their, welcome to Medicare visit and their annual physical and getting their colonoscopy and mammogram and all the preventative services on time, that all ends up higher stars, a better plan next year. So this is just a bunch of plans. I'm not showing you who they are, but it shows you like this plan, what percentage of their members got their colorectal screening. 54%, 75%, 82%, 79%. It's kind of interesting. This one got 80%. This one got 83%. So you see this plan, I'm not telling you who they are, it had higher participation getting their members to get all these preventatives. Now, if you're in an HMO, like you're out in Southern California, those models, they're really driving their clients to try to push it because there's more of a partnership with the Med Advantage plans. So this is osteoporosis management in women that have had a fracture. Diabetes eye exams for those with diabetes. And if you look down here at the data, some of them say too small of a plan, not enough data to measure, and you have between 60 and 87%. So it's really interesting to see all the things that they're looking at. Diabetes, controlled blood sugar, controlled blood pressure, reducing the risks of falling. Now let's look at plans that had problems. So why did people disenroll from a plan? So they had problems getting the care and the coverage they need. The one you're gonna know that's near and dear to your heart, they had problems with doctors and hospitals being in network. We all know that that's a moving target. Financial reasons for disenrollment, not as big of an indicator. Problems with prescription drug benefits and problems getting help and information from the plans. So you know that the more stars you get, the higher the bonus they get from CMS. But they have to put that bonus back into benefits. So you're looking at plans. I looked at a plan in a county in Dayton, Ohio. And one had a $3,000 dental benefit. One had a $1,000 dental benefit. One had $20,000 unlimited dental benefit. I bet you know who that is. And then the other 5 had no dental benefit. And you're like, what's up with that? So that's what's up with that. That is star ratings. So agents, we all have a part to play in the star ratings. Because if your client is satisfied, if they're informed, if they understand how their plan works, if their expectations are reasonable, they're happy, right? And we're the ones on the front line that are explaining how their drug plan works, how to use the mail order pharmacy, why this drug might be a tier 3 or a 4. And the more we can explain that to them, the happier they are. I remember years ago, I had a client that filed a complaint on an agent because they had her wrong middle initial on her ID card. So she called the agent and said, hey, they have the wrong middle initial. And he said, fine, I'll call them, we'll get it changed. They sent him the wrong middle initial again. They sent the card twice. Well, now she's ticked. So now she thinks there's something wrong with the agent. So she just called the company to complain. And if you call in a complaint, it's an official complaint. It has to go through the process. It gets scored. It gets sent to CMS. And it wasn't the agent's fault, which did result in some rigmarole for him. The investigation, when you get a complaint, it was work on his side. And it really was just an administrative error, but it created a lot of frustration. So I learned from that. If you're a good agent, you learn from every mistake, right? And so I tell people that have these little tiny administrative problems, that's not my doctor on my card. I tell them, I'm going to call to order a new one. It should come in this certain amount of time. But if it's wrong, sometimes that just happens because we have 60 million people changing their drug plans during this time of year. So sometimes the systems are just overworked and the mistakes happen and it goes through. So I'm kind of realistically trying to dampen their expectations that it might get screwed up. I'm going to call it in today, but I can't do it. I can't type it. I wish I could. I'm going to send it to somebody who's going to send it to somebody, and you're going to get it in about 10 to 12 days. So if it's still not right, I'm apologizing in advance, but sometimes that happens. Just call me. We'll get it done. In the meantime, your card works. It's fine. You have coverage. There's no problem with your health benefits. So I learned to put that whole speech around these tiny little things that shouldn't be a big deal. But when you do have 60 million people going through the pipeline in a short period of time, little things do happen that do drive complaints to Medicare. Complaints to Medicare, not only are they a problem for you on your own scorecard as an agent, they're a problem for the carriers, even those little tiny complaints, and they do drive star ratings. So we're all in this. We all want to sell good plans, right? We want to offer the best benefits to our clients. So we all want to protect the plans, especially if we sell local. We want to do a really good job so our plans have more money. They get CMS bonuses based on high star ratings, and they get more money, and our clients get higher benefits. So star ratings seems like not that big of a deal to you as an agent. It's a very big deal for the insurance company, and it's a very big deal for your client because they're the one that's going to reap the benefit. If you have more questions about star ratings, ask us in the comments below. Have a great AEP. See you next week.